Many of us are being annoyed by these spam calls and robocalls, and people are fed up with it, especially on cell phones. I think it's like exploding right now. It's the last thing that we need. So, NPR came out with this story, ladies and gentlemen. FCC want phone companies to start blocking robocalls by default. And I agree with that. It is way too many on a regular basis going on. This is May 15th, 2019. If the government's new plan works, the number of robocalls you receive may go down in the near future. Well, hopefully it'll be very soon. They should have stopped this a long time ago. The FCC is proposing to push phone companies to block unwanted calls to their customers by default. If enacted, the proposal would not compel phone companies to impose default call blocks, but it would shield telecom providers from legal liability for blocking certain calls. The American people are fed up with illegal robocalls. It is the top complaint we receive from consumers each and every year. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai told reporters, and we believe that we need to make it easier for phone companies to block these robocalls. You damn sure should, because I'm tired of looking at my phone and it's telling me a potential spam call. This would be a major change from now, when customers typically need to opt in for unwanted call blocking. Under the proposals, carriers would simply have to allow consumers who do not want that kind of service to opt out, Pay said. He said it would be comparable to the way email providers filter messages into spam folders. The FCC is pushing for phone companies to use an authentication framework for blocking unwanted calls by, that is, dubbing, shaking, stir. It is a way for phone companies to verify that a call is actually coming from where a caller ID says it is. The call blocking company Umail issues estimates of nationwide robocalls each month. It estimates there were 4.9 billion calls placed in April 2019. That's too many damn robocalls. That's crazy. A rate of 14.9 calls per person. That is outrageous. Our belief now that over half the robocalls out there are scams. Yes, they are. And they come up like that on my phone. And I'm sure, everybody that's got a cell phone, you're seeing that. A robo expert and the CEO Umail told NPR a rising problem is calls that are spoofed, meaning they disguise their identity on caller ID. U.S. Telecom, a trade group that represents telecommunication providers, applauded the FCC's proposal. The criminals that are scamming consumers with this flood of illegal robocalls must be confronted by industry and government head on. The group's president and CEO, Jonathan Spatler, um, Spalter, I guess, said in a statement, this is a big and bold proposal by the FCC that can bolster our industry cutting edge call blocking and authentication efforts and do something important. Stop unwanted calls from reaching consumers in the first place. I agree with that. I agree with that. The FCC has previously encouraged companies to take firmer actions against scam robocalls. But it may be a challenge for companies to figure out which robocalls are truly scams and which contain information that consumers would want to get, like automatic calls from school closings. Well, there's got to be a way you can distinguish the two. I find that hard to believe that they won't be able to do that. Um, okay. Now, what we find is there is a range of things that people are comfortable with having blocked, told NPR. Quill Lissy said it's safe to assume everyone would want to block scam calls, but other types are less clear. For example, some people want to receive automated payment reminders from credit card companies, whereas others might prefer to block such calls. Well, give the people the option to sign up for that. If they sign up for a robocall regarding their credit card statement, then let that be something they must sign up for, and not make it automatic. I thought it was that way now anyway. Then there are extreme examples, he added, that might have made providers reluctant to embrace sweeping action in the past that could expose them to legal liability. It is the fear that you block a number and it's grandma calling and she's having a heart attack. It's very important that the proposal make it clear that emergency or vital calls are not blocked and that carriers give consumers ample information about these services and methods, Pay told reporters. I think anything that is optional, you should let people just sign up for it. Then they can't complain. If they're getting the call, they can't complain. I think that's how you have to do those things. Let people sign up for it. The FCC's proposal would also allow providers to offer customers an even more aggressive form of blocking than the default option. If past customers could opt in to a filter system that would only allow calls through from numbers in their contacts, dubbed as a whitelist. The number of robocalls we get is insane. For too long, the FCC has wasted time holding workshops and summits instead of holding bad actors responsible, said FCC Commissioner Jessica Rosenworcel, who is a Democrat. Today, it finally proposes new policies to help robocalls, so block them. And they should have done this a long time ago. We've been getting robocalls forever. I mean, they're just getting around to this now. Wow. I sincerely hope this is not too little too late. The FCC will consider the proposal at a meeting on June 6th. Pay, a Republican, says he hopes it will give consumers the peace of mind that they deserve. Wow. Kind of slow, aren't they? All I know is there are days starting in the morning, not on my home numbers. I got all of my numbers actually on the FCC do not call list, but I am still getting these robocalls, which in my opinion should not happen. And I have reported this to the FCC. And I know there are attorneys online. If it really gets out of hand, you can go to them and they will start suing these people that are doing this. So it depends on how far you want to go with it. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Me, I would be relieved if this shit would just disappear. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.